You've seen the heart-wrenching picture of a sea creature dying due to plastic pollution. It's alarming. It's disturbing. But the big bits of plastic are the tip of the iceberg when it comes to plastic pollution. In addition to the big bits of plastic, which are an environmental menace and eyesore, little bits of plastic are popping up everywhere. They're itsy-weeny in size. Some of them are so small they cannot be seen with the human eye. They're referred to as micro and nanoplastics. If you happen to be itsy-weeny, they're a big headache. Multiple studies have shown tiny creatures living in water and soil take strain. The particles get in their way, and a lot of the time they're eaten. A belly full of plastic has zero nutritional value. They're in the air, water, and soil. We're being exposed to them on a daily basis. So, where do they come from? Well, they're sometimes deliberately manufactured and then added to products. Ouch. But this is not the major source of micro and nanoplastics. The tiny bits of plastic start out as big bits of plastic in toys, buckets, bottles, and brushes. These big plastic items get exposed to the elements and are broken down. The process is akin to the weathering of rocks. Now, rocks become sand. Big plastic bits become microplastics, which become nanoplastics. The problem is the microplastics never go away. They last forever. The bonds that hold these plastic particles together are more often than not immutable. Few, if any, creatures have the chemistry to pull them apart. This is why microplastics are a growing problem. There are chemical traces of every piece of plastic ever created in the environment. It's estimated that at this point in time, the average human is consuming 39,000 to 52,000 particles per year. Is it dangerous? Maybe, maybe not. At this stage, no one really knows for sure. Logic says one little particle perched next to a cell or inside a cell is probably not especially toxic. But a lot of particles, possibly carrying toxic payloads, either chemical or microbial, could be a problem under certain circumstances. They can be targeted by an overzealous immune system, or they could get wedged in a tiny capillary where they cause an occlusion. Thankfully, most of the particles consumed will just keep on moving through. Of course, their presence in the nether regions of the gut might not be completely benign either, but few will be absorbed. So are the dangers of microplastics a storm in a teacup? Well, not if you're drinking fancy tea on a regular basis. This is what a group of researchers based at McGill University in Montreal discovered when they stopped by for tea. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we explore when to worry about microplastics. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Our team purchased 4 boxes of fancy tea from local stores. What made these teas special was they'd been packaged in plastic tea bags. Now, instead of enjoying a cuppa when they returned to the lab, they cut open the tea bags, carefully emptying them of their tea leaves. And then they boiled the kettle and went through the motions of making a cup of tea with the empty tea bag. Just boiled water was poured onto the bag and it was left to steep for 5 minutes. Then the bag was whipped out and the science began. The team looked at what the tea bags looked like under a scanning electron microscope before and after the immersion in hot water. Imaging at 1,000 times magnification revealed that the original tea bags before steeping had net-like structures and the surface looked smooth. But when they zoomed in closer, taking the magnification to 30,000 times, this is shown in the inset, the surface was a lot rougher. After the steeping in hot water for 5 minutes, the surface changed. Now at the lower magnification, it appeared a lot rougher, while at the higher magnification, dents and fractures could be seen. So what? Being submerged in boiling water for 5 minutes is a little stressful for a plastic tea bag, but it's what they live for. Besides, the tea bag is dispensed with. It's the tea that matters. So next, our team looked at the leachate. This is the liquid that was left behind after the dunking. To see what was really floating in the water, they passed it through a filter. The filter they used was a very expensive version of a coffee filter. The filter allowed them to look for different sized particles. And they found them. Irregular shaped microparticles between 1 and 200 micrometers were observed at 1,000 times magnification. When they zoomed in on these particles, taking the magnification to 100,000 times, the nature of the tiny particles became clear. Using other chemical techniques, the team was able to confirm that the little particles they were looking at were indeed plastic. So when you make a cuppa with a plastic tea bag, the tea bag melts a little, a lot. Is this something to worry about? Well, microplastics have popped up in quite a few foods. When it's in table salt, you're looking at approximately 681 particles per kilogram of salt. When it's in fish, we're looking at somewhere between 0.2 and 1.9 particles per fish. When it's in your water bottle, the average number of particles is 325 per liter. When it's in tea, we're talking about 2.3 million particles between the size of 1 and 150 micrometers in 1 cup of tea. Ouch! The take-home message? That fancy herbal tea packaged in a cute plastic tea bag is not as healthy as you may think. If you're going to drink tea, go traditional. Use a strainer to remove the leaves. And if you choose to use a tea bag, ensure the tea bag that's holding those special leaves is not made of plastic. It's not rocket science. Plastic does not do heat well. A cup of tea is a great way to create better body chemistry, but a cup of plastic, not so much. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who's into fancy tea? Share this video with them so they realize they may be getting more than they bargained for when sipping that herbal tea. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.